3, 2, 1, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, here to Next Gen Racing Productions. On tap this morning, the Sunday Hangover Indycar League is here for their open setup race number 6 out of 12 for these drivers. Qualifying has already begun. We'll see if we can't jump out there on track with the 004 of Jason Lowe in that naked clown machine as he comes around to try to put down some fast laps and see if he can't steal the provisional pole here in this morning's race. As you see on screen, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please, if you have any spare to donate, go out to your favorite or the only one you support. You know, whatever organization or foundation that's out there helping fight breast cancer, as well as the many other different forms of cancer, and just donate. Every little bit helps battle this disease that is just absolutely horrendous to deal with. I want to give a shout out to a few family and friends that have battled through cancer and are in remission now. Not going to mention names just because don't want to put you out there necessarily like that. And Jason Lowe bringing it down onto pit road. He was able to take the provisional pole. Looks like everybody is out there on track. Ryan Bowles in the 25 machine coming around to begin his timed laps. Looks like the 101 of Graham Bunyan has slotted in that provisional pole position as of right now. Jason Lowe in second, third, Robert Mitchell in the 31, fourth place the 15 of Danny J, and fifth the 13 of Howard Livingston. Something interesting for these guys out here to this morning is the fact that this is an open setup race. And all the way up to second with his second lap is Ryan Bowles. Heck of a jump up through the field for him as he's going to bring his car to a stop. We'll have to wait and see if Scott Kirchner is going to lay down a lap or not. With 2 minutes left to go here in qualifying, Graham Bunyan is your provisional pole sitter. And I believe Graham may just be out on track, just hanging out right now. Let's see if he is. I do believe that's what I'm seeing here. So we'll check time and scoring. There is Graham just kind of coasting his way back to his pits. So, qualifying just about done with. Minute and a half left here before we take to the grid and go green flag racing. 115 laps scheduled for this morning's race for the Sunday Hangover Indycar League, and it is going to go by fast. Less than 30 seconds around this track here in Kentucky. So the laps are going to click off very rapidly. As we have seen before, these drivers are not prone to having a lot of cautions in their races. So this thing could go green from start to finish now under just 1 minute. I do not believe Scott Kirchner in that 00 is going to get out for a timed lap. The 14 of L.M. Keenan has joined the race as well. So we will now have, I believe, 14 drivers taking to the grid for this open setup race here this morning. And while it looks like nothing else is really going to happen or go down, we're going to step away for just a quick 50 seconds or so. We'll be right back with all your race action here on Next Gen Racing Productions.
Oh, hi. What's your name? Hi, Marcia. I almost erased you. I was going to draw a car. You do? But you're a... I don't know. A racing driver? Well, we can make that happen.
Back as promised, not missing any of the racing action. These drivers beginning to take to the grid now, and we'll see if we can't get a word in with your pole sitter for today's race, that 101 of Graham Bunyan. Hey Graham, it's Dave. You got us?
Yeah, got you there, Bo.
Hey man, real quick, just wanted to give you a congratulations on getting the pole position out there for the start of this open setup race here at Kentucky. What's your thoughts looking forward to the race, and how do you think the day's going to go?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to go well, I hope. My setup's a little bit pushy, sort of just after halfway through the race, so hopefully the setup will start pushing out the cars behind me, and I'll be able to sort of still maintain a good lead. But I have a fast car, got a pretty good setup. Yeah, just eyes forward and don't look in the mirrors.
All right, bud. Well, good luck and elbows up. Hope to talk to you a little bit later.
No worries. Thank you.
There you have it. That was the driver of the 101, Graham Bunyan, as the field is starting to roll off pit road. We will get through the grid show for this morning's race here at Kentucky Speedway. Pole position, the 101 of Graham Bunyan, starting outside in second, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Third position, the 004 of Jason Lowe, followed by the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Fifth position, the 15 of Danny J, followed by the 13 of Howard Livingston. Seventh position, the 10 of Mike West. And an 8th, the 24 of Rick Kelball. Ninth position, the 64 of Rick Lovison, followed by the 84 of Ed Cathan. 11th position, the 19 of Chadwick Pierce. And then 12th, the 6 of Jeff Murray. 13th position, the 14 of L.M. Keenman. And the 00 of Scott Kirchner. That is the grid for today's race. We're going to get set to go green flag racing here at Kentucky Motor Speedway, or actually just Kentucky Speedway. Do apologize. Drivers making their way off of turn 4 for the first time. And Bunyan has hit the gas. He is off and running out to an early lead already in today's race. And man, he has absolutely took off from the field already with a 0.3 of a second lead. These drivers already single file. Things look to be pretty calm so far. We'll have to wait and see if that's the way it stays. Ryan Bowles still slotted in second. Jason Lowe trying to come up and put his name in the hat as well. Ryan Bowles now looking towards the outside of Graham Bunyan. Everybody still in tow with each other, so there's some battles all over the track. Fourth and fifth, Robert Mitchell, Howard Livingston. Caution is out. And my goodness, what happened there? Looks like Rick Kelball was not able to take the grid. Oh my goodness. What has happened here? And I do not know. I cannot see. Looks like all the drivers are still running. Everybody looks like they're still intact. So not sure. It does look like Scott Kirchner did not take to the grid. Neither did the 24 of Rick Kelball. So those two drivers are ready 2 laps down as we are working lap number 3. Is that going to change up any fuel strategy and tire strategy for these guys? Looks like the race leader, Graham Bunyan, looks like he is going to pull down onto pit road. Rest of the field is staying out on track. Ryan Bowles is going to assume the race lead. And an early caution here, something we're not too used to here at the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League, but nonetheless, they do happen. It does, you know, it does take place. And a few other drivers elected to come down pit road as well. Jeff Murray in the 6th, the 14 of I.M. Keeman. Graham Bunyan, Ed Cathan, all on pit road. Looks like Bunyan was stopped in his stall for a little bit longer than most. Ed Cathan also on pit road for an extended amount of time. Not sure if they... I know Graham didn't have any damage, so maybe he was making some changes to the car on pit road, maybe adding a little bit into that front wing, maybe changing a little bit of the way the car is balanced. We'll have to wait and see how Graham does coming back up through the field, as we are now going to start working lap number 5 under caution for the first time here tonight at Kentucky. I say tonight because these guys in the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League, they like to run the tracks that have the lights. Yes, it is Sunday morning, but on track it is like it is Saturday night. So you may hear me refer to the race as tonight quite often, and that's just because the setting of the race, and I'm just used to always saying tonight. So, yeah. Pace car lights are off. We will go back. Green flag racing, this time by Ryan Bowles in the 25 is your race leader. Jason Lowe behind him. Robert Mitchell in 3rd. Howard Livingston in 4th. Rounding out the top 5 will be the 15 of Danny J. Pace car will duck off this time. There it goes. Just waiting for the leader. He hits the gas and we are back. Green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. 110 laps left to go. Ryan Bowles out to almost a 3/10 of a second lead. Same distance back to find Robert Mitchell behind Jason Lowe. Graham Bunyan, early race leader, pole sitter, finds himself back in the field right now in the 9th position. And up front we have a battle for the race lead. Jason Lowe wants it. Bowles has it. Here comes Mitchell in the 31. Right behind these two drivers, trying to see if he can't take a position or two away early here in today's race. Still side by side back down into turns 1 and 2. Robert Mitchell taking the high lane on entry, gets a great run down the backstretch in the slipstream. Will they go 3 wide? Oh, that is close racing between two teammates. And Livingston sideways, able to hold on to it and save it. That is one heck of a drive by Livingston. He's going to fall back through the field now as Robert Mitchell sets his sights in on your race leader, Ryan Bowles. Howard Livingston, after that moment with his teammate, now finds himself, I believe he is his teammate. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. We'll have to double check that in a minute. finds himself running back in the 6th position now. Jason Lowe also Jason Lowe is the 004 with the Naked Clown paint out there. Howard Livingston, yes, is Robert Mitchell's teammate. I believe I may have had my numbers crossed up there just a little bit, but battle for first position still raging on. Lap number 11 out of 115 here today. And when will Robert Mitchell make his move? There you see him grab a little bit of the slipstream coming through the tri-oval, using that middle lane, trying to save a little bit of tires. I do believe he's going to get a great run down the backstretch. Now pulls to the outside. Not going to be close enough to make that move just yet. And the 15 of Danny J has made his way up to the third position. He is closing in on your race leaders. The 10 of Mike West also now up into fifth. Graham Bunyan, only able to make up one position since the restart of this race, now finds himself in the 8th position. First through fifth, all within 1 second of each other. These drivers begin to get a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of feel for what their cars will do. Some settling in is underway. Robert Mitchell still looking for a way, and caution is out. Looks like Jason Lowe may have been involved in that. Ooh, and we catch that naked clown flipping towards the end of this. We'll back it up. Take a look with our next gen replay here. Oh, there was hard contact for the 10 as well. Let's take a look back at this one more time. Oh, and they just clip each other's wheels and go around and around and around. My goodness, crazy ride for Jason Lowe. We'll look at it one more time. Want to give it to you from the cockpit. Let you see what he's seen. Wall, ceiling, wall, sky. Oh no, this, whew. That is a crazy, crazy ride. His day is going to be, well, not fun from here on out. Your race leader, still Ryan Bowles. As soon as he comes off pit road, Graham Bunyan is being shown as the race leader, but he was in that first pit stall race off of pit road. Ryan Bowles gets it. Robert Mitchell slots in second. Danny J comes out in third. Howard Livingston in fourth. Fifth to I.M. Keeman. Sixth position, the 64 of Rick Lovison. Seventh, the 6 of Jeff Murray. Eighth, the 84 of Ed Cathan. And Graham Bunyan, he may have sustained some damage in that last one. He was on pit road for a long, long time, rolling out in the 11th position. Mike West is back out on track as well. So I believe these drivers may be allotted one. Yes, they are. As you see Jason Lowe's machine all fixed up, ready to go again. Looking back through the mirror into Jason's eyes, wide open right now, and I don't know how else they would be after a ride like that. You see it allotted one fast repair here in the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. So his day is not over yet, but he's going to have to be rather cautious through the rest of this race. Just a little under 100 laps left to go here at Kentucky Speedway for the October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115 here on Next Gen Racing Productions. Pace car lights are off, and we're getting ready to do it again. Little bit of house cleaning before we go back. Green flag racing. 14 cars showed up. Only 12 took to the grid. All 12 are still on the lead lap. Pace car is off. Drivers are single file. We're waiting for the leader to hit the gas. He hits the long skinny pedal and they are off. Green flag once again here at Kentucky Speedway, and Ryan Bowles has a gearbox full of the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Danny J didn't quite get off to a good start, back a half a second from the second place runner Robert Mitchell right now, far enough that he is out of the screenshot at this point in time, and Graham Bunyan making up quite a few positions here on the restart, all the way back up to the 9th position, so that 101 may be okay. Maybe the damage was not that rough for him. Robert Mitchell gets a great run off of turn number 2 to come back at the 25 of Ryan Bowles, looking to squeeze just past him, not able to do it just yet, but at the line, new race leader, the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Just behind these two battling for the lead is I.M. Keeman. He is in third. Fourth now, Danny J. Howard Livingston right there lurking as well. Ryan Bowles back to the race lead, coming through 3 and 4. Off of 4 and back to through the tri-oval to the line, leading once again. The 25 of Ryan Bowles takes the position back away from the 31 of Robert Mitchell. I.M. Keeman right there still lurking in the background, and these drivers are starting to bunch up, get grouped up. So we're going to have to take a little bit of a wider shot here, show you a little bit more of all of the action going on track, as there are drivers all over each other. Rick Lovison in the 64 all over Jeff Murray for the 7th and 8th position on track at this point in time. We'll take a look back here real quick at just this gaggle of cars already. And these drivers not able to sort it out just yet. Ed Cathan, Jeff Murray, Rick Lovison, Graham Bunyan, all right there. Race leader still being shown as Ryan Bowles, has about a little over a tenth, almost 2. Oh, close racing action. Oh! Caution is out on track, and I believe Graham Bunyan, if he is not on his lid, I don't know what he is on right now. My goodness, big wreck, big crash for your pole sitter. Wow, would you just look at that? Oh, there was absolutely nowhere for Bunyan to go in that one. We'll take a look back one more time at what transpired. Here you see I.M. Keeman racing very close, and they just hook wheels and around both drivers go. My goodness. We're going to jump now back up with your race leader, the 31 of Robert Mitchell. And he doesn't just talk it, he walks it. There you see sponsor on the car. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Each week Robert has been out there sporting the sponsors of the races here in October, different cancer organizations, different foundations, just shedding some more light and promoting not just self-testing or self-awareness, but helping others that are a little less fortunate, that may need just a few more dollars to afford their treatment. for their recovery. KOA carecamps.org was one of our sponsors. National Breast Cancer Foundation was one of our sponsors. I'm trying to remember all of them as of this moment right now. I know I'm forgetting at least one. Let's see if I can't try to refresh my memory. The National Children's Cancer Society. How could I forget that? The NCCS. So any of those foundations, if you find some time or find some spare change, go check one of them out. Donate what you can. Every little bit helps in battling this just horrendous disease. And pace car lights are out once again. We will be set to go back green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. We are on lap 26. When we take the green for this restart, we'll be taking lap 27. And I believe, if I am looking at this correctly, Robert Mitchell, Jason Lowe, and Chadwick Pierce all elected to stay out on track, not come down to get fuel or tires. So we'll have to see what happens here. And Mitchell hits the gas, and we are back green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. Drivers did not get a very good start, so these front two are off and running all by themselves. Mitchell with about a half a second lead over Jason Lowe. And Danny J did not get a very great start. He finds himself slotted in third. Still has a little bit of a gap back to Jeff Murray, Ed Cathan, and Howard Livingston. I have to kind of forgive me dealing with some equipment issues is what I will label it. Trying to get back up to your race leaders. There it goes. Robert Mitchell now with his hands full of that 004 of Jason Lowe. Jason, if you remember, was involved in our second caution of this morning's race. Flipped a few times, knocked the nose cone completely off of that machine. Luckily had a fast repair in the bank. He has used it, and now he is battling for your race lead. Another battle on track, close battle on track, the 6 and the 84. Ed Cathan and Jeff Murray, and Cathan with a moment had to give up the position to Howard Livingston in the 13. So as the battle for the race lead is raging on, have a few cars, 4 or 5 of them, there you see them in the background, battling for position as well. Making the pass that time by was that 004 of Jason Lowe, leading his first lap of today's race. 5 lead changes in 32 laps. How many will we have before the end of this thing? Robert Mitchell right there trying to get every bit of help that he can. See these drivers make moves to get just a little bit of that slipstream whenever they can. 2 distinct lines now being ran between your race leader and the man running in second place, the 31 of Robert Mitchell. 2 distinct lines down there in 1 and 2, pretty much the same 1 through 3 and 4 in the tri-oval. Robert Mitchell now going back to the high side as Lowe drops to the bottom. Mitchell drives to the middle lane. Washing up the track a little bit was Jason Lowe. That's going to allow Robert Mitchell to run on him. He's going to turn down to the bottom into 3. As we like to call it, the slide job is done. Gets it. Not an issue there. Jason Lowe starting to come back just a little bit onto the gearbox there of Robert Mitchell. Mitchell now takes away the line down onto the inside. He's going to come up out of turn 2 up next to the wall. That's going to allow Lowe to come back by onto the bottom. And Danny J has been able to close the distance. He finds himself up in the mix now, running just behind Robert Mitchell. And somewhere through it, Ryan Bowles, early race leader here today, has found some trouble. He's being shown 10 laps down. He's been on pit road for an extended stay, a little over 4 minutes now, trying to repair that thing. Robert Mitchell all over the gearbox. Man, that was close. Big move to get out of the wake of that 004. There you see him again trying to use that slingshot. A little bit of cleanup now left to do here as we are working lap 38 out of 115 here for the October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115 at Kentucky Speedway. 14 drivers came to the racetrack and unloaded and ran through qualifying. We only have had 3 cars drop out of the race. The 14 of I.M. Keeman, the 24 of Rick Kelball, and the 00 of Scott Kirchner. Still on track, 11 cars with 9 of them being shown on the lead lap. Ryan Bowles in the 25, still on pit road, thrashing away down there, being scored in 11th position. 14 laps down. Graham Bunyan, your pole sitter for today's race, the 101, down 2 laps in 10th position. And this battle has not stopped since Jason Lowe was able to catch up to Robert Mitchell. Those two have swapped the positions around a few times. The 6 of Jeff Murray now making his way onto the scene. Took the 3rd place away from Danny J. And he's going to slowly try to close that gap. He's about 0.3 of a second behind Robert Mitchell. But as Mitchell and Lowe continue to battle, that's going to allow Jeff Murray with the fresher tires to come up there and put his name in the mix as well. Checking back through the field, this is your closest battle on track. So we're going to stay hooked up right here. Change up at the front. Robert Mitchell back to the point once again. That will give us our 8th lead change. Robert Mitchell now being scored with 10 laps led. But Jeff Murray is not going away. He is right there. Murray with about 10 laps fresher tires than the 2 drivers in front of him. And when will we see green flag pit stops, or will we see green flag pit stops as we take a look off of out of the rear wing on the gearbox here of the 6 of Jeff Murray, looking back through the field. Excuse me, sorry. Just a couple little different camera shots here involving the 6 of Jeff Murray. Gonna give you a little bit of a ride around this huge track for these cars. Nice, cool, calm, and collected. Almost up into the wall. It looked like Robert Mitchell still right there in front. Battling it out with Jason Lowe, who is being shown as your race leader once again. So, man, these drivers just not giving up, not going away, staying all over each other right now. Battle beginning to brew a little bit between the 64 of Rick Lovison and the 84 of Ed Cathan. That battle is for 6th and 7th on track. However, we're going to stick right here up front with this race action, as Robert Mitchell is still trying to take away that top spot. He cuts it down off of turn 2, uses the run, takes the position going into turn 3. He's going to wash up the track some right here, purposely, of course. Take the race lead back once again from Jason Lowe. Robert Mitchell to the point again. This will be, I believe, our 10th lead change of today's race. As we inch closer and closer to the halfway point, Robert Mitchell and Jason Lowe only have been to pit road one time. Most of the field has been at least twice. Chadwick Pierce also joins them on the one stop so far list. He finds himself running in the 7th position as Ed Cathan. I believe Ed had some issues. Yes, he did. Went around, spun. My goodness, we'll have to try to back it up, see if we can see what happened here with the 84. Oh, and contact for another driver after that. And for some reason, my mouse is not allowing me to do what I need to do here. I think the batteries in my wireless mouse are going haywire. I'll just leave it at that. So we'll jump back up on board with your race leader, Robert Mitchell, and I think he's going to utilize this caution to get down onto pit road and on the same fuel and tire strategy as the rest of the field. As it looks like everybody has made it down pit road except for Chadwick Pierce. He stays out on track. That 19 looking to lead a lap here today. I would believe he'll be coming down pit road next time by. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Robert Mitchell down and away off of pit road first. But your race leader still being scored and shown as the 19 of Chadwick Pierce. When electronic things do not cooperate, I tend to get a little frustrated. And there's definitely some frustrating things taking place right now. We're going to try to work through them, though, here. This is not going well. There it goes. Sometimes it's the things that you would never think hanging up on you that hang up on you. Nonetheless, there you see just in front of your race leader, that was Graham Bunyan. He is going around trying to get one of his laps back, now being scored. One lap down in the 10th position. The 25 of Ryan Bowles has packed it up and headed to the house. I am Keeman also on his way to the house. Rick Kilball loading up as well. Scott Kirchner already out of this race here today as well. So 9 cars still on the lead lap. We are just about halfway here in today's open setup race for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. Pace car ducks off. Mitchell hits the gas and we are back. Green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway. I believe I may have said Kansas a few times. Oh my, this is going to get very frustrating. Battle for the race lead still between the 004 of Jason Lowe and Robert Mitchell. Mitchell now leading his 19th lap of today's race. Looking to try to secure the most laps led here in today's race. Man, oh man. Frustration is building over here at Next Gen Racing Productions, and we do apologize. We'll try to work through this, work it out, as Jason Lowe has given the position to the 6 of Jeff Murray, now running in the 2nd position. And I believe that is exactly what has taken place. I believe the batteries on my wireless mouse have finally decided they didn't want to work anymore. So we're going to have to try to deal with this issue the best way we can. And I think that is exactly what is going on. Let's see if we have any way of fixing this situation. Robert Mitchell still being shown as your race leader, now leading 23 laps out of today's 115. I don't know. May have to go buy a mouse before the end of the day is out. Because it is not allowing me to do anything. Yay me. Still green flag racing here at Kentucky Speedway for the Sunday Hangover Indycar League. Robert Mitchell still being shown as your race leader. In second position, the 15 of Danny J, followed by the six machine of Jason Lowe. And unfortunately, this is not working for me. Robert Mitchell now with a little over a 1 second lead over the second place runner of Danny J. And I'm going to have to try to work this a different way, so hopefully I get it correct. And actually, I don't think it's going to even allow me to do that. Weirdest thing ever. Now all of a sudden it wants to work again. This is awesome. And now it's stuck again. Yay. Alright. Forget about it. We're just going to keep rolling with the punches here. Jason Lowe has his hands full right now with the 6 of Jeff Murray, working on trying to get that shot to you. Danny J also right there. Howard Livingston, Rick Lovison, Chadwick Pierce, Mike West, all still running. Graham Bunyan in the 101 being shown the first car 1 lap down. Battle for the race lead. Jason Lowe has taken that position back away from, from Graham Mitchell. Graham Mitchell. Oh, wow. From Robert Mitchell. Robert now working his way back onto the gearbox of that 004 as he's going to try to regain the race lead as we're getting closer and closer to the end of today's race. taking lap 74. Just about 35 to 36 laps left here to go before we get to see who's gonna take the prize home tonight. Will it be Lowe? Will it be Mitchell? Will Murray have anything to come up there and take the spots away? Maybe Danny J in that 15. Howard Livingston in 13 still lurking in the background as well. He still has a shot. Jason Lowe has stepped out of the picture just a little bit, has a lead over the 31 machine on screen in the second position. About 0.6 of a second. There you see him just up in front of Mitchell, dealing with Graham Bunyan. Graham was your pole sitter for today's race, not quite turning out the way he wanted it to. He finds himself being scored 2 laps down. Still 8 cars out there on the race lead, on the lead lap. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to handle the situation here while still trying to do the best I can with all the on-track action. When equipment fails and you don't have your backup right on you, you got to take drastic measures, and I'm trying to work it out right now, but we are still going to show you Robert Mitchell going around the track here. Half a second back from your race leader, the 004 of Jason Lowe, has that naked clown machine riding in the wind, now working lap 82 out of 115 here for the October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115. Danny J in the 15 machine is in the 4th position. He finds himself about 3 seconds off of your race leader. Jeff Murray in the 6 machine is in 3rd, about 1.5 seconds back. And Robert Mitchell slowly starting to close the distance on your race leader, Jason Lowe. Not a very happy broadcaster right now, as I'm still struggling to try to regain control over the situation I'm dealing with. That didn't solve the problem either. Very, very interesting. Oh, we may have a little bit of business here. We may have gotten some action back. All right, let's get a grip here once again. Now only 6 cars being shown on the lead lap as Chadwick Pierce has hit pit road. And no, it has stopped again. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. 92, lap 92 out of 115 here. So we are in the closing stages of the race. And Robert Mitchell is hitting pit road. We're going to be riding with him as he goes through his pit stop because, well, my equipment doesn't seem to want to cooperate, so I cannot switch off of a driver. That's awesome. It's wonderful. It's grand and great. Jason Lowe still being scored as your race leader. Finds himself still out there on track. 41 laps into this green flag run for him. Mike West also out on track in the 4th position. The 13 of Howard Livingston still on track. Danny J in the 15 also still out on track. Robert Mitchell has been down and away, and he is going to try to make up as much time as he can, as we only have about, about 20 laps or so left to go here in this morning's race. Rest of the field beginning to make their pit stops as well. Danny J on pit road. Howard Livingston on pit road. Rick Lovison has been down and away from pit road. That's going to put Robert Mitchell all the way back up to the 3rd position on track, as he is trying to lay down the fastest laps that he can to make up as much time as he can on that 004 of Jason Lowe. Robert Mitchell being scored in the 3rd position as your race leader. Jason Lowe has hit pit road. Mike West will follow suit and head down pit road as well. And that is going to put Robert Mitchell to second. And now up into first as Jason Lowe has just beginning to leave pit road. Long stint on pit road for Lowe. I believe he may have been caught speeding as he had a 28-second stop. That is going to put the field into the hands of the man on your screen right now. Robert Mitchell has taken the race lead with 16 laps left in the open setup race here. Race number 6 out of 12 for the Sunday Hangover Indycar League. And man, things are starting to heat up and change up as Jason Lowe went from leading the race to almost going a lap down here with only 15 laps left to go. And next week we have the second Triple Crown race for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar Series, and the only man that has a chance at that is AJ Burton. If AJ's able to win at Michigan and then go and win the last Triple Crown race, that's going to give him an extra 20 driver points for the season. That can go a long, long way. Also, 3 weeks from today, we will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the double points race. So that could shake things up in the points as well. Graham Bunyan, not having a great day today, finds himself in the 8th position. He's going to lose some ground to the field. However, Ben Wallace not out on track with us today. So both of those drivers, Bunyan and Wallace, going to give up some position, some points, I should say. Maybe not give up the positions, but they will be giving up a lot of points to the 13 of Howard Livingston, who is 3rd in the point standings, running right now in the 4th position. And looks like Jason Lowe is just content to ride behind Robert Mitchell here to the end of this thing, as we're getting closer and closer to having just 10 laps left to go here for the October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115. Crossing the line at that time by 10 to go here in Kentucky Speedway. Jeff Murray in the 6th, being shown in the 2nd position. 15th is Danny J. 15th is Danny J. The 15 of Danny J is in 3rd. 4th position, the 13 of Howard Livingston. 5th, the 64 of Rick Lovison. The 004 of Rick Lowe, of Jason Lowe. Sorry, I apologize. Can't read this morning either. Is being shown in 6th. The first car 1 lap down. The 10 of Mike West in 7th. The 101 of Graham Bunyan in 8th. 9th goes to the 19 of Chadwick Pierce, while Ed Cathan, Ryan Bowles, Ian Keeman, Rick Kelball, and Scott Kitchener are all off the track. Robert Mitchell with a commanding lead over the rest of the field. His strategy to go ahead and pit before the other drivers does seem to have paid off. Jason Lowe with some trouble on pit road, had an extended stay, now finds himself from leading this race to being the first car 1 lap down. Robert Mitchell, with that pit strategy, has been able to come back out onto track, up into the lead, and secure himself a 3.2 second lead over the second place of Jeff Murray. So Robert Mitchell making a gutsy call to stay out on track earlier in the race. It paid off with... It paid off with a caution. He was able to get back on the same tire and fuel strategy as the rest of the field. Gonna have to be careful working around these lapped machines, as he is going to get close to, well, looks like he has maybe a half a lap before he gets back to any of the back markers or cars on the lead lap. The 64 of Rick Lovison is behind him about 14 and a half seconds, so that's a little over half a lap, but Robert Mitchell looking at clean air now, and that is all he wants to see in front of him. Jason Lowe with a little bit of a run coming back. Have to remember, Lowe is being scored 1 lap down. The first car 1 lap down. And Robert Mitchell will cross the line. White flag is out for October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115 here at Kentucky Speedway through turns 1 and 2 for the final time for the 31 machine. He is finally gonna visit victory lane this season. First time winning this season for Robert Mitchell, and he crosses the line, gets the job done, and he can build himself some momentum going into next week's race at Michigan. That is going to go a long way to help his points standings for this season. And really, I kind of don't know how I'm going to do this. So we're going to have to take just a moment right here the way that we are and try to see what I can get done about it. Like I said, I with the issues that I am having here at Next Gen Racing Productions, I'm not sure how we're going to handle the post-race interviews for Robert Mitchell, Jeff Murray, or Danny J, as I have no way of pulling drivers or anything at this point in time. So we'll have to wait just a second, see if I can get a hold of anybody. Tell you what, while you watch Robert Mitchell on track, we'll see if I can't try to do something. It's going to throw some different screens up for you, but we'll see if I can't handle this real quick. And all the mics are going to be hot if I do this too. I don't know how I'm going to do this right now. Lordy Lord. Trying to work it out. Trying to figure it out here, fellas. Give me just 1 second. Let's see what I can't figure out here or what I can figure out. I'm not sure if I can figure anything out, to be honest. So, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. This is great. So, we'll have to do this one more time. Let's see if... And I don't see Jeff Murray anyway, but we're going to pop in here, or attempt to pop in here, with your race winner, Robert Mitchell. So let's see if I can't get down in here. Hey, I was able to actually do it. Robert, a little bit of technical issues over here on Next Gen Racing Production side of things. Mouse has completely died on me, so I cannot pull people around. So we're just going to have to talk to you with all your teammates around, celebrating your race win for the open setup here at Kentucky Speedway. Man, tell us how it feels to get your first win of the season.
Yeah, it feels great. Had a rough start of the season, but it's time to turn things around and get up towards the top. Would have been better if Graham had a Carta challenge today. Kind of miss him at the top. If you beat him, then you're doing something. So just tough luck for Graham, but feels great, and hope everybody had a good race, and hope the fans enjoyed the race.
Well, I'll be honest with you there, Robert. About lap 80 or so is when my mic kind of clicked out, so views were limited. I apologize multiple times. Hopefully everybody kind of understands, but it is what it is. Trying to make it through it, trying to make it work still. But, I mean, you mentioned Graham Bunyan having some trouble and, you know, wanting him up there at the front, because if you beat him, you've done something. But at the same time, him having a bad race helps your shot at gaining some more points in the point standing. So, got to look at it on the bright side. I guess you gain a little extra points here, huh?
Yeah, I'm real happy with the win. Just like I said, it's always better when your friends. Everybody in here is our friend, but it's always better to get the top guys of the league to be around when you win.
I understand that, man. Well, congratulations once again on your first win of the season. Heading off into Michigan next week, 3 weeks from now, we got that double points race, so I'm sure you'd like to get it in victory lane at Las Vegas for those double points. But before we let you go, Robert, you want to give any shout-outs to anybody watching?
Yeah, just all the fans that watch. Say congrats to Danny J on his podium, and Jeff on the podium too. Like I said, I thought we had a pretty good race. So, like I said, hope everybody enjoyed it.
All right, well, great job once again, Robert, and we will catch up with you next week at Michigan.
Okay, thank you.
He was coming down.
Hey, fellas, what's going on? Danny?
What's on, my brother?
Great job finishing on the podium today. Just a real quick, so you know what's kind of going on, having to interview people in their team channels because my mouse has decided to, my mouse is dead. So I have to do things a little bit Stone Age style. So you get to celebrate with all your teammates up here in the booth for your third place finish today.
Right on, man.
So, I mean, how was it out there? How was the race from your driver's seat?
Well, I got a great setup from the boss, so it was the first time I felt like I actually had a chance to win this race.
Well, I mean, the bosses eventually got to share, it's got to trickle down a little bit at some point in time. Great finish for you.
Thanks,
I believe that is going to help your point standings for the season out, as well as a few drivers didn't show, had worse races than you did. So, I mean, going to gain some stuff.
Best part is it's going to help my team and Graham and Mike, and I'm Graham's protege, so good or bad,
All right, and I see Graham right here with you, so I'm gonna take just a moment, if you don't mind, Danny, to let you give your shout outs to anybody out there watching or anything. Then I'm gonna try to grab a quick word with Graham in, if I could.
Go ahead, man. Like I said, I just want to thank my teammates, Graham and Mike, and thanks, Graham, for the setup. You're the boss.
It's okay, mate.
A little bit of fun and games over here at GMD Racing. Graham, tough luck out there for you today. You had the pole, walk away, I believe, in the 7th position, but down a lap, caught up in a few of the incidents out there. Just tell us a little bit about your race. I know it wasn't that great, but just tell us a little bit about it.
Wow, dude! After I come up and had the little speak with you, my pit crew decided not to put on my race set, and I was racing with my quali set. So, dickheads. Anyway, it is what it is. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised my car didn't blow up.
Wow, I've never actually been able to finish a race with my qualifying setup still in. So I mean, hats off to you for that right there. Looking at the points, though, a big rival or nemesis, maybe, if you want to go that route, was not here today. Ben Wallace not at the track. Already had I believe it was a 56 points over Wallace. Obviously going to gain a little bit on him, but with Robert Mitchell winning today's race, he's going to inch a little bit closer. Howard Livingston had a great finish as well. He's right there in 3rd in the points. So are you starting to get a little concerned that these drivers are closing in on you?
I'm going to sound a little bit cocky. No. I think I think it's good. I think it's great. It's good to see different drivers up there other than me and the regulars. Danny did an awesome job. Mike had a little bit of a collision with, I think it might have been Howard earlier on in the race, which had a bit of an issue. And man, look, it is what it is. Today was just a kick in the backside for me by not heeding my own directions that I gave to the boys. Make sure they load their race setup, and this idiot here didn't.
But if there's one person that can drive a car like that, it's you, bud.
Cheers, man.
Well, Grant, man, since I got you here, do you want to give any shout-outs to anybody out there watching? Since I had to do the grid show, so I didn't quite have the opportunity to let you do that earlier for the pole position. So we'll let you have the spotlight right here.
Nah, look, I just thank everybody for showing up. Man, Denny drove a magic race, absolutely magic, and
Thanks,
he must
brother.
be feeling pretty chuffed because I'm feeling pretty chuffed for him. Mike seems to cop the poor raw end of the deal. That he does well. He had a good setup as well. But yeah, once again, everybody for showing up, Robert for putting it on, and thank the wife.
And go Ohio State, baby.
All right. Well, now that I know that Danny likes Ohio, we're just gonna say roll tide and not talk to you
man,
again.
you
No,
guys
just kidding, bud. Just kidding.
Are you guys gonna
But-
play anybody that's not a high school football team this year?
We'll get to this at another time. Maybe next week
All right,
at Michigan we'll discuss this there, Danny. But
All right, my brother.
good job, you guys.
Thank
Great race, and we'll catch up with you next week at Michigan.
Right on.
Well, that was a few of the teammates there at GMD Racing, Graham Bunyan and Danny J, having a little bit of fun with each other in the post-race interviews. Not going to be able to throw up the finishing order and the results as I normally do, so we'll just run through them as they scroll across your screen up there in the ticker. Your race winner here today for race number 6 out of 12. The October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 115 from Kentucky Speedway, the 31 of Robert Mitchell, putting his name in the win column for the first time this season. Coming home in second, the 6 of Jeff Murray in third, the 15 of Danny J. That will round out your podium. Fourth position, the 13 of Howard Livingston, making up some ground on Ben Wallace in the season point standings, as Livingston was in third, just about 30 to 40 points behind Wallace. He's going to make up a ton of ground with Wallace not being at the track, and that is going to lead us to our fifth place finisher, the 64 of Rick Lovison. Sixth position, the 004 of Jason Lowe, followed by the 101 of Graham Bunyan. Mike West in the 10 machine slots in 8th. 9th goes to the 19 of Chadwick Pierce. 10th position, the 84 of Ed Cathan. Ryan Bowles finishes today's race in 11th. 12th goes to the 14 of I.M. Keeman. 13th, the 24 of Rick Kelball. 14th, the 00 of Scott Kirchner, and he will round out the field for this morning's race. Well, now that all of that is done, this race was a little bit different than most open setup for these Sunday Hangover Indycar League drivers. So maybe that lended its hand to a few drivers that have some experience and experienced crew chiefs on their box. Next week, we will be back on a fixed setup for the second Triple Crown race at Michigan International Speedway. From now until we reach Las Vegas in 3 weeks, we have next week the Triple Crown race. Then we go to Monza. Then we go to Monza for a mini Italian Grand Prix for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League drivers. Then we will head to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for a double points race. These next few races can determine whether or not Graham Bunyan is going to have to battle it out to the end of the season, or if he's going to be able to sit comfortably as the races wind down. AJ Burton, however, not here at track today. He is the only driver eligible for that Triple Crown race points, as he won last week's Triple Crown race at Auto Club Speedway. So a couple different scenarios beginning to play out here in this season for the Sunday Hangover IndyCar League. And man, they always put on a show. Glad I could be up here in the booth putting it on for them. And we will try to shut things down here and head off into the sunset. Thank you for joining us, as always, here on Next Gen Racing Productions. I am David Worrell. Go ahead, if you haven't already, throw us a thumbs up, click the subscribe, smash the bell, let these drivers know that you appreciate and like all the racing action they put on week in and week out here on Next Gen Racing Productions. And we're going to try to get this to shut down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, so bear with us. Sorry about things. We'll get everything situated and worked out before next race. But for now, we'll see you.